Aravindayo Nishevayanki Nishevayanki Kinchana Sangalabhaya Tanvan Param Nivritimatmanohar Dosangadinasya Manashamam Yatha Nishevaya Kinchana Sangalabhaya Nandan Param Nivritimatmanohar Dosangadinasya Manashamam Yatha Savatama Sakapadara Vindayo Vishaya Kinchana Sangalabhaya Tanvam Param Nivritimatmanohar Sangadinasya Manakshamam Yada Mataji Savatama Sakapadara Vindayo Vishaya Kinchana Sangalabhaya Tanvam Param Nivritimatmanohar Sangadinasya Manakshamam Yada Savatama Sakapadara Vindayo Vishaya Kinchana Sangalabhaya Tanvam Param Nivritimatmanohar Sangadinasya Manakshamam Yada. What would you do? Transmission and purport by His Divine Grace, Saha He Prahlad Maharaj Uttama Shloka Pararavindayo to the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. To the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Who is worshipped by the transcendental prayers. Who is worshipped by transcendental prayers. Nishevaya by constant service. Akinchana of devotees who have nothing to do with the material world. Sangha in the association. Labdhya obtained. Tanvan expanding. Param highest. Nivritim bliss. Atmanaha of the spirit soul. Muhu constantly. Dosangadinasya of a person poor in spiritual understanding due to bad association. Manaha mind. Shamam peaceful. Yatha need. Translation. Because of his association with perfect, unallied devotees who had nothing to do with anything material, Prahlad Maharaj constantly engaged in the service of the Lord's lotus feet. By seeing his bodily features when he was in perfect ecstasy, persons very poor in spiritual understanding became purified. In other words, Prahlad Maharaj bestowed upon them transcendental bliss. Purport. Apparently, Prahlad Maharaj was placed in circumstances in which he was always tortured by his father. In such material conditions, one cannot have an undisturbed mind. But since bhakti is unconditional, I had to keep a pratihata. Prahlad Maharaj was never disturbed by the chastisements of Hiranyakashipu. On the contrary, the bodily symptoms of his ecstatic love for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, turned the minds of his friends, who had also been born in atheistic families. Instead of being disturbed by the torments of his father, Prahlad influenced these friends, influenced their minds. Our devotees, they were contaminated by material conditions. But persons subjected to material conditions can become spiritually advanced and blissful upon seeing the behavior of a pure devotee. Can you repeat the translation after me? Because of his association with perfect unalloyed devotees who had nothing to do with anything material, Prahlad Maharaj constantly engaged in the service of the Lord's lotus feet. By seeing his bodily features, when he was in perfect ecstasy, persons very poor in spiritual understanding became purified. In other words, Prahlad Maharaj bestowed upon them transcendental bliss. Om Agyantimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Thapita. Everybody can sing together. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Thapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Tadamanyam Tadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutam Karkamala Shri Guru Vaishnavasya Shri Rupa Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajiva Sarvaitam Savarukam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Deva Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhavitaṁ Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Vashyatadeshitare Namo Mahamadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratashe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kancana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Manchakalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So this is a wonderful section going on. I welcome everyone to today's Srimad Bhagavatam class. So this is a chapter entitled Hiranyakashipu terrorizes the universe. and reading the text 42. I'll also read the text 41 and sorry, 40 and 41 maybe. So yesterday, Lakshmi and Guru took was 40, but I thought of completing 41 and 42 both because 41 had something, but I thought maybe the two verses for second, that next verse also would have more points to be discussed. So, verse 40, I just read. Sometimes, upon seeing the Spirit of the Godhead, Prahlad Maharaj would loudly call in full anxiety. He sometimes lost his shyness in jubilation and began dancing in ecstasy. And sometimes, being fully absorbed in thoughts of Krishna, he felt oneness and imitated the pastimes of the Lord. Therefore, Prahlad Maharaj sometimes felt that the Lord was far away from him and therefore called him loudly. So he saw that the Lord was before him, he was fully jubilant. Sometimes thinking himself one with the Supreme, he imitated the Lord's pastimes, and his separation from the Lord would sometimes show symptoms of madness. These feelings of the devotee would not be appreciated by impersonalists. One must go further and further into spiritual understanding. The first realization is impersonal Brahman, but one must go still further to realize Paramatma and eventually the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is worshipped by the transcendental feelings of the devotee in the relationship of Shanta, Dasya, Vatsa, Bhagavad. Here the feelings of Prahlad Maharaj were in the mellow of Vatsalya, filial love and affection. As the child cried when left by his mother, when Prahlad Maharaj felt that the Lord was away from him, he began to cry. Narati. Again, a devotee like Prahlad sometimes seeing the Lord is coming from a long distance to pacify him, like a mother responding to a child, saying, "My dear child, do not cry, I am coming." Then the devotee, without being ashamed due to his surroundings and circumstances, begins to dance, thinking, "Here is my Lord is coming." The devotee, in full ecstasy, sometimes imitates the pastimes of the Lord, just as the coward boys used to imitate the behavior of the jungle animals. However, he does not actually become the Lord. Prahlad Maharaj achieved the spiritual ecstasies described herein by his advancement in spiritual understanding. Next verse, translation. Sometimes feeling the touch of the Lord's lotus hand, he became spiritually jubilant and remained silent. His hairs standing up and tears landing down from his half-closed eyes because of his love for the Lord. Purport: when a devotee feels separation from the Lord, he becomes eager to see where the Lord is. And sometimes when he feels pangs of separation, tears flow incessantly from his half-closed eyes. As stated by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his Shastrika, Yudanitam Nimeshena Chakshusha Pravashaitam. The word Chakshusha Pravashaitam refers to tears falling incessantly from the devotee's eyes. These symptoms, which appear in pure devotional ecstasy, were visible in the body of Prahlad Maharaj. So I'd like to seek blessings of His Grace Mukhantu and all the devotees assembled here. Then we have some discussion which is purifying to our heart and also it's pleasing to the Supreme God and all the devotees. So it's a beautiful section going on. So I think we started discussing the qualities of Prahlad Maharaj. Very beautifully described. Last class we discussed on non-envy, how devotees are non-envious. That we had some elaborate discussion last Saturday. So and now it came that how Prahlad Maharaj was so yesterday. Ram today nicely described how the Prahlad Maharaj had such innocent dependence on the Supreme Lord. And he was to explain the previous verses that how he was like a child dependent on parents. How the Prahlad Maharaj was like a dependent on the Supreme Lord. And he would feel jubilation when he would be in union with the Lord, and when he would feel separation, then he would cry like that. So this is how a devotee's life is also. I think also the Srimad was saying earlier that how the separation and union, this is the constant phenomenon of love of God. So the devotee will feel either he's being with the Lord and he feels jubilant and ecstatic, or he may be feeling separation from the Lord, and then there's another ecstasy, but deeper uh, ecstasy a devotee experiences in separation because he feels the presence of the Lord much more deeply also. Where is told that there's a reason Lord has this separation. This separation, the Vipralamba is there, the devotee is separated from the Lord. The Lord does it only to increase the intimacy, or I can say the the devotee associates the Lord much more deeply in separation. There's a reason is explained that sometimes God performs past things like Lord Rama giving Dashrath Maharaj, or Kapil Dev giving uh, Kapil Dev giving eventually, left, not probably. Our Nityananda Prabhu, he left his father. So, so like that, we can see that Lord, the Krishna left gopis like that. So this is only to increase the ecstasy of the devotees much more deeply, because the devotee feels much more presence of the Lord in separation. Like that. So anyway, that was this discussion was going on, and in this last two verses, it is explaining much more ecstatic symptoms of Prahlad Maharaj. Like here, Yugaitam, Nimeshana, Chakshusha, Pralashayitam. So Chakshusha, Pralashayitam refers to tears falling incessantly from the Lord's, from the devotee's eyes. So these ecstatic symptoms are present, and a devotee is in love with the Lord, like that. And yesterday, Prabhu very nicely explained that these symptoms are not to be imitated. One should not imitate them. Rather, one should sincerely take to the process of devotional service, given in parampara, and make advancement, make gradually advancement of devotional service like that. And yeah, like here also it is written. No, okay. So yeah, here the previous he does not actually. Prahlad Maharaj achieved the spiritual ecstasies described herein by his advancement in spiritual understanding. So as we become gradually advanced, the symptoms will automatically will come. One should not try to imitate them. That is the path of Sahaja. Sahaja should have to be careful. It should be worshipped, this kind of symptoms being exhibited by some pure Vaishnava, but one should never try to imitate them or some cheap adoration or something. So in this current verse, what we are discussing today, it says, because of his association with perfect, unallied devotees who had nothing to do with anything material, Prahlad Maharaj constantly engaged in the service of the Lord's lotus feet. So, one thing you can see that the engagement in devotional service, it naturally happens when we have good association. Can you get some water? So, that is very natural. No? In fact, the quality of our service will depend upon the quality of association what we are having. So here, because Prahlad Maharaj had an association, and whom he was taking association? Prahlad Maharaj, Gopal Guru. Because there was nobody there. In fact, Prahlad Maharaj is all alone. And anyone, how Prahlad Maharaj association, how he got an association? Narad Muni, right? So Prahlad Maharaj had an association, of Narad Muni. Right from in his womb, he had taken that association. And actually, this and he was still taking the association of his Guru Narad Muni, because he has heard from him. So this is one of the wonderful thing about spiritual association. That once you associate, you can carry that association. Like our Rupal also said, no? There was never a time when I was separated from my spiritual master, because that association is not based on some material phenomenon. It's not material phenomenon. It's spiritual in nature. In fact, it's coming here. Apratihata. Apratihata. So a disciple can always remain connected to Guru. Can always, especially with the wide media of sound vibration, especially. So if you have taken the instructions of the spiritual master very seriously, you have taken his words very seriously, remembering the words of the spiritual master, the instructions, you're acting as per his instruction, then you're in association of the spiritual master. So the principle is there. So Prahlad Maharaj here is actually having the association of his guru, Narada Muni, who is a perfect unallied devotee, Narada Muni. So Prahlad Maharaj, he was able to engage in the service of the Lord lotus feet. Like that. We can see also, after Prabhupada left this planet, there's so many disciples of Srila Prabhupada and down the line also, they are so nicely engaged in the service of the Lord, even after departure of Srila Prabhupada. So how could it happen? How could they do it? How they're able to do it like that? Because they're still associated with Prabhupada. It's not that they're not associated. They're associated. Prabhupada is still there. Prabhupada is there in the form of his books. Prabhupada is also there in the form of the memories, what the disciples carry. And Prabhupada is also there in form of his audio lectures. You can hear the audio lectures of the Prabhupada can come to. And Prabhupada is also there in the heart of the sincere followers because they are really taking action of Prabhupada by taking Prabhupada sessions, by Prabhupada's spiritual pastimes. That way, by associating with those, we also we can get association. So this association is, not based on certain, I mean, it cannot be checked by some material obstructions, apratihata, that way. So the quality of our service or the engagement will depend upon how much we have proper association. So if the association is not good, then there will be defect in our devotion engagement. That's why if one actually gets, I mean, one actually takes advantage of this good association, what we have so much in ISKCON, then we can be very also nicely engaged in devotion service like that. So anytime when our devotion service is getting, we are seeing that there are some issues, some defects, we are not properly engaged. So likely we are not taking association pattern. We are not associating with our master, the Prabhupada, to his books, to lectures, to senior devotees. Maybe we are not giving them properly. And association is not simply being with devotee. That is also there. Being with devotee also is association. But it said submissive oral reception with the intention, to apply the teachings, the instructions, what we receive, the inspiration, what we receive in that association, with the sincere intent, we having intent to apply it in our life, to bring about a positive change, transformation of our, making our love for Krishna. So with that intent, we submissively associate, submissive oral reception, is said, submissive oral reception. So then that association, if we get, then automatically we'll be able to engage in devotion service. I have seen devotees sometimes, being confused, bewildered or something. But sometimes you go to some senior Vaishnava, spend some 2 hours, 3 hours, and they just come out jumping. So, because they got such powerful associations. And so you can see